Hey everybody, welcome in to Sports Live in the 215. This is your Philadelphia Phillies beginning of July review. I'll go through games. I'll go through games from the 3rd of July through yesterday's ball game, in which the Phillies trounced the Dodgers and they won. In which the Phillies trounced the Dodgers by winning by a score of 10-1. All right. So with that being said, I'm glad you all enjoyed the Philly Fan Chats episode and the Flyers offseason review. I appreciate all the support on those two videos. I worked very hard on both of them. And thank you to my dad and Uncle Frank. My dad and the guy who I affectionately call Uncle Frank for being our guest on that episode. He's one of my dad's best friends from college, so it meant a lot for me to have both of them on as guests because they were huge parts of my Philadelphia sports fandom growing up. So it was kind of a full circle moment, and especially doing it at the pub, which my dad now owns, is kind of interesting because we already we spent so much time down in Brigantine growing up. So now that my dad owns what used to be called St. George's Pub is now obviously called the Pub at St. George. It's just a full circle moment. Anyway, I really appreciate it. Now, with that being said, enough of this sentimental stuff. Let's kind of let's get this thing rolling. We'll be back at it with the Phillies reviews. These will be coming out a lot more consistently. Coming out after every series. I'll have obviously this and then the final two games of the Dodgers and then the Oakland series recap, and then I'll probably talk back with you at the All-Star break. But anyway, let's get into it. On the 3rd of July, against the Cubs, following Michael Mercado's series opening win on the 2nd, Zach Wheeler went 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. I mean, he was just Zach Wheeler. And then he actually left the game with the lead, and then Matt Strom came in and unfortunately gave up the lead in the 7th inning. So Wheeler went a total of 6+. He did strike out 2, gave up 2 hits. He did get the win, thanks to some help from his offense when the Phillies made the game 5-3 in the top of the 6th inning, and that's where the score would stay. Kirkering and Alvarado were absolutely fantastic. Even though the score became 5-3 after Strawman left the game, he was able to be the pitcher of record because he was the last pitcher on the mound before the Phillies took the lead in the top of the 7th. And yeah, Jose Alvarado, Jose Alvarado was able to shut the door after Kirkering had actually gone 2 innings. He got us through the 7th and the 8th, and then Alvarado got the 9th. The Phillies were able to win that series, and then the next day, Christopher Sanchez did not have his best stuff, to say the very least. Sanchez went 4 innings, allowed 7 earned runs, 3 home runs, only struck out 4. He just was not very good. All the relievers the Phillies brought in, they gave up runs to, or the 3 relievers they brought in gave up runs too. It just was not a good day all the way around. Like I mentioned, Sanchez 4 innings, 7 earned runs, struck out 3, and walked 3. But of course, that's baseball. Luckily, the Phillies were still able to win the series 2-1. The next day, you head to Atlanta, hoping to keep the hated division rivals, the Atlanta Braves, still decently at bay. And honestly, this is July 5th, so it was Aaron Nola's day to pitch. So even though he certainly did not have his best stuff, he was able to secure his 100th win of his career. He went 6 innings, with 5 hits, 8 strikeouts, 3 earned runs, two with unfortunately 2 home runs allowed. Kirkering once again was absolutely fantastic. During tossing 1 inning, he allowed 1 hit, and he struck out 2, and then Alvey came in, gave up 2 hits, and gave up a 3-run bomb. So that transformed the game from an 8-3 ball game to an 8-6 ball game. But fortunately, Jose didn't give up the lead, and then Jeff Hoffman came in the ninth and shut the door. And then the next day, the Braves just jumped out to a 3-0 lead on Ranger Suarez, who had another very uncharacteristic start. Going 5 innings, and he allowed 5 earned runs. And the Phillies offense went absolutely they went they just went absolutely cold, only scoring 1 run. So you lose the second game of the series 5-1. So it's like, all right, you're thinking, all right, the series is 1-1. Let's win the series tomorrow. It's whatever. And then on Sunday, Sunday, the Phillies turned once again to Michael Mercado, who seemed to have like kind of like that deer in the headlights look. After he gave up 5 runs in just an inning and a third. Well, the Phillies lost 6-0, and it's just an unfortunate thing to drop a series to your hated division rival. Of course, after you win the first game, it's really just a gut punch, and I hate this feeling. I absolutely despise the Braves, and it makes me sick knowing that we even gave them and those nauseating fans a second of happiness. And then now we go to now with that being said, the Phillies unfortunately dropped 2-3 in Atlanta, and then let's get to yesterday's ball game, shall we? Let me pull that up really quick. Zach Wheeler started for the Phillies. He went 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. He did allow 1 home run to Kevin Biggio, and the reason why Rob Thompson pulled him was partly because of the long fourth inning the Phillies had, and then after that, Wheeler's back kind of stiffened up. So after the long fourth inning, Topper decided let's get him through the fifth, and then get him out. Wheeler did have an ERA or an MRI today, and I don't know why I said an ERA. That's learn baseball, Connor. Jesus Christ. He had an MRI on his back today, and Topper said it looked clean. they'll know more on Thursday whether he'll pitch on Sunday. So, Wheeler, I thought, was prototypical Zach Wheeler, aside from the back stiffening up, and then following him, the Phillies went to Sir Anthony Dominguez, who tossed one inning, allowed one walk, and struck out two, and then Gregory Soto went one inning, walked two, and struck out three. Kerkering was absolutely locked down. One inning, no hits, no strikeouts. He was just absolutely fantastic. And then Jose Ruiz had a bit of a bounce back appearance from one of the games in Atlanta, going one inning and allowing two hits and striking out one. And then for the Los Angeles Dodgers, actually, before we get to him, a player players I actually want to highlight are Marsh, Brandon Marsh, Rafael Marchand, and Johan Rojas. They went 7 for 9 with, I want to say 7 runs scored, and those are your 7 through 9 hitters. So if those guys are doing that, you're gonna win a lot of games. And for the Dodgers, Bobby Miller just absolutely did not have it. He only went. Let's check the score over here. Let's check the his pitching line. He went 4 innings, allowed 10 hits, 9 earned runs, 3 walks, only 2 strikeouts, and 2 home runs allowed. He just was absolutely dreadful. And it got so bad for the Los Angeles Dodgers that they actually had to rely on utility infielder Kike Hernandez to pitch the last inning and a third for them. So that's always good when you can just kind of, as a fan, when you can kind of like tune out and just kind of have the game on as background noise. It's such a good feeling. I've been on the receiving end of some of these 10-1 games, and as a fan, when you're on the other side, it's not fun. But when you're on the winning side, you can just kind of kick your feet up, pet your dog, like basically just do whatever you want, and essentially just kind of just enjoy the rest of the game without stress. So that's always a good feeling. While I'm on the subject, tomorrow the Phillies, or actually today, the Phillies will send Aaron Nola to the mound, and then I will check the Dodgers starter for tonight, and the let me check if it was Nola today. Sorry about this, folks. Phillies. Probable pitchers. Here we go. Oh, so we have oh, that's right. Gavin Stone against Christopher Sanchez. My fault. I misread my notes. Sanchez is 6-4 with a 2.96 ERA, and Gavin Stone is 9-2 with a 3.03 ERA. And I believe the rest of this series is gonna come down to whichever starter can best limit the other offense, because both these offenses and even though the Dodgers have had some injuries on their pitching staff, both these offenses and pitching staffs are really, really good. So this is a series of two tremendously evenly matched teams. So hopefully Sanchez and Nola can kind of lock it down for the Phillies. If they can give us each 6 or 7 innings, that would be tremendous. And then the Dodger tonight's broadcast, for those that don't know, will be ESPN's Wednesday Night Baseball broadcast at 7:05, and then tomorrow, it will be on MLB Network for those not in the Philadelphia or LA markets, but for those of you that are, it'll just be on your local regional sports networks. So those are two more good pitching matchups, two more good games I'm excited to see. Oh, and before I forget, the Dodgers starter for the Wednesday finale will be Landon Knack. He's 1-2 with a 2.86 ERA, and Aaron Nola is 10-4 with a 3.48 ERA. So both of these two pitching matchups tonight and tomorrow should be absolutely tremendous, and I personally can't wait for them. All right, thank you guys for listening. I'll be back on Thursday with my Phillies and Dodgers series recap. All right, stay tuned for that. Have a great day, guys.